Hello, beautiful human, sexy creatures. Yanava here. Presentation tonight is going to be redonkulously out of this world. And then this happened. Let me show you what the this is. The this happened. Last night during sleep states of consciousness. As I've always said, what's happening on Earth is not about Earth. Earth is included, but it's not about the Earth. What is happening on Earth is not even galactic. It's cosmic. It's universal. It's interstellar. It's divine. Real simple idea. Packs one hell of a punch. Welcome, everyone. First order of business, always to say hi. Lisa Farmer, Unsun, Steve Fish, Elwood Cowalt, Louis Mashi, Thomas Lefevre, I can't pronounce your last name, that was my best attempt. Tiffany Bramble, Marsh Carmen Iniesta, Sherry Boudreau, what's up? Tell Mike to sing. Sherry, if you're still here, and Mike, if you're here, please sing Wildfire for me. Happy Sunday, Krista Huggins. Robert Harrison, Karen Ronando, Puriwe, Prihapukuku. It's still a tongue twister. Just when I think I got it, I got nowhere. Patsy Daigle, Dana, Zines, Zashines, Exines, blessings, welcome. Melissa McElroy, Judy Lee, Becky, Nori Love, and I is going to be doing a presentation, actually a class really soon on forgiveness. Please jump seat to Nori Love. She put a whole bunch of these in there. And stay posted here as well. You can notify me when Keith goes live in this forum somewhere, depending on if you're on a phone, iPad, computer. Be in touch. I'm in touch, and I want to be in touch with you. Together, we can just touch. What's up, Elwood Broham? So stay tuned soon. Nori Love and I are going to be doing a presentation on forgiveness of self and of others to an ultimate level. Hello, Kelly Curtis, Jackie Atwell, Adana, Sharon Wicks, Jamie Duplantis, Chasson, Sana, Jesse Berthelot, Mary, Rena. Oh my God, look at all these lovely people in here. So tonight, I want to present to you something that happened to me last night while my body was resting, rather. I hope these experiences happen to you. They happened to one of my good friends that I just spoke with last night. She shared with me something galactic and cosmic, hanging out with the Nordics. Good-looking sons of bitches, right? By anyone's standards. Guys and girls alike. guys and girls. This race of alien being they're just pretty people. Pretty. So I want to tell you a story, and I'm going to elaborate, and of course, I'm going to meander into lessons and wisdom nuggets wherever it goes. But I want to tell you something factual that transpired last night while I was sleeping. Hanging out with others on a starship. This is one of the reasons I do what I do. I want to remember to make up a word, galacticism. I want to hang out with the cosmic kids. All those venturing out into the universe via their spirituality. You may not want that, and that's okay. You may want ice cream. This is just what I'm into, and as to why I do it. I want to feel that sense of liberation. Hello, Linda Chaplin Westbrook. Carolyn says she'll catch up later. I hope so, dear. Blessings. Nice to meet you, Marie Carmen Iniesta. Nice to meet you. So, I learned something today. I've seen an insignia, an image, many times before, as we all have. Never really put much thought into it. I knew it was spiritual in nature. I did. Or had at least some significance to spirituality. Until last night. Until I woke up this morning. It's pretty powerful. In my research when I got home today to find out what this means, who I was hanging out with, and all that it entails. I woke up pretty elated this morning, pretty free. Quite enjoyed it. We all do this. We all do this. It's not about the earth. It's beyond the earth. It's the want to be present in the experience that creates the opening. Nothing has ever been invented. You don't invent something. You just become open to the experience that it already exists. This would be one of them. In fact, the story I'm going to tell you tonight about my experience last night happened to me when I was younger. And in that experience, I was given something. And it took me all these years till last night to process it. Only to realize that it didn't happen last night. It happened all those years ago. I just remembered. Same thing I said a few nights ago. About my experiences with being in another place. It's not like it happened. It was a remembering of something that was dropped like a seed and left there to germinate. Only when I got to this place to go, wow, it feels like it happened last night. It was an alignment. Well, it did happen last night, and it is an alignment, but it happened all those years ago. But at the same time, it happened last night. It's not an either or. It's never an either or. It's all inclusive. It's always inclusive. It's about unity with people, experiences, words that sound the same. The color blue, B-L-U-E, and the word blue, that thing I just did, B-L-E-W, and blue as in being sad, they're all interconnected. It's an overall mirror that was dropped and shattered on the ground, and each part of the whole harnesses a piece. When you begin to experience your inner dialogue with this level of light language, you are on your way home to absolute spiritual liberation. Hello, Monica Arpeo. Linda Westbrook says, what's up, KB dog? Hey, Tammy Boudreaux Toops. Welcome to Center of Light. I am Yanava. Yanava. Yah, heart. Space, will, God. Na, the mind. Earth, intellect, reason, discernment. And Va, the backbone, which is air. We breathe up from the earth with breath as we intend to reach up in breath to that which is the breath. God breathes life into man. Every breath you take, you are taking in God. It is synonymous. There is no way you can paint your way out of this experience. There's no way. It's actually impossible. Guess what? Welcome home. Your work is done. There's nothing else to do but accept and take in and practice consciously what I just offered to you. Home. This is your homecoming. Welcome back. Stick around. I'm going to take a short pause. And then I'm going to get into the thick, or to the light of it. The lightness of it. About my experience with others. My presentation tonight is titled, And Then This Happened.
Remember that all things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
Above and look at your life, and you see the life you live, can you be surprised that it all turned out this way and not the way you planned? It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you'll realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Now it's time for you to plan out your life. Seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will. What don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Yanava here. Ya, 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 ya. Sound of the heart. Na, the mind. The balanced part of the mind. Reasoning, discernment. Taking responsibility. Backbone, carrying it out. Va. 3 primordial sacred seed syllables. The sound of your soul. What if I told you it won't hurt you? In fact, it will save your life, save your soul. That if you drink what is in this beaker, I'll have some, thank you. That you could travel the cosmos. Would you do it? This is why I'm in, one of the main reasons I am in this game as a spiritualist, a spiritual teacher, is to experience others and to experience the creation of it all while I'm in this bag of bones and this human meat suit. Isn't that what the heaven on earth prophecy is about? To experience the galactic, the cosmic, the divine while we're in the suit? Suits me. But that suit is universal. One size fits all. Do you want that? What are the payoff? What is the payoff? You get to experience your soul and the bliss that comes with it. You get to glimpse your immortality. So all fear of death on any possible level for you dissipates and vanishes. And now you can actually live without regret. So that when you lay your bag of bones and your meat suit down, that you have not let yourself actually live because the fear of your mortality. Sounds like someone is throwing me wisdom nuggets everywhere. Ooh, a biscuit. Ooh, a biscuit. Ooh, a biscuit. We all do this. It's just whether you choose to dial your frequency, how frequent you do it, as well as your frequency, vibration to the light station that's outputting this information. Information. You're the one that is in formation. You with me? I know you understand it. Do you want it? You have it easier than others before you. It belongs to you. In fact, it's your divine birthright. No one can ever take that from you. Because whether you do it while you are alive in this body, you will absolutely experience it when you lay this body down. So now you can live 4 lives. 4 lives right now. And when you cross 2 right now, which is I'm alive on this earth plane as Keith. I go through my daily life. I pay my bills. I do all these things, right? So if this other thing is happening to me when I'm sleeping and I'm not aware of it, why not become aware of it? 1, I eradicate the fear of death, the bliss it all entails, the expansion that happens because of the realization you're not alone, you have never been. When you know who walks beside you in any form or fashion, it creates comfort, power, stability. You will never be afraid again. It doesn't require anything from you but you. Just a simple dedication to lean into something greater and higher. And when you want to graduate to another level, it doesn't mean you lean harder into it. It means you turn up the gas. You press on the accelerator a little more now that you know how the game is played. So you fall into it. And you fall into it. You fall in to the it of it all. It's not rocket science. It never has been. So, is this cosmic playground better than me praising Jesus or Buddha or is all that stuff? That is what they have been trying to tell you. Do you think these deities are so full of themselves that when you die, if you're lucky and you're a good boy or little girl, that you go hang out on a park bench with this deity and everything's cool and you just sit there forever while the lion lays down with the lamb and it's a nice breezy day and there's cotton candy and there's unicorns bouncing around? Now what? The deities were trying to show you how to experience the door via themselves and their exemplary life. The kingdom of God doesn't mean you go live in your house while the entire world spins and everything else exists and you're just in your house. We're talking majesty here, royalty, divinity, that which exists everywhere. I am in my Father's in me, and I am in you. God is omnipresent. I want some more of that sandwich. So welcome to Center of Light. Let's see who just arrived. Sana, John, Bertholot, Tamiko. Tell Abraham I said hi. Mary. Heather. So tonight we're talking about, and then this happened. Now let's get into the presentation of what is the, and then this happened. Last night, I had an experience with others. All of my life, in fact, I consider myself to be an extraterrestrial target because I am open to consciously participate in such things. I had an experience with the race of beings. I had experience with many races of beings. I never had an experience with the Lyrans. Last night I did. Who are the Lyrans? They are very much a cat-like race. I will show you some images about that. Jesus was there. And a lot of what I'm going to be bringing for tonight, I honestly don't know. I'm going to go into what I would call a meditation, fall into spirit. Some people might even call that a hypnosis. And I will recall what I get as I do this a little later. I know Jesus was there and it was about Jesus. To what degree, I don't know. I will tell you about telekinesis that took place for myself and light from this telekinesis. Almost like a watery smoke. When you put gasoline in your car and you see the energy, or you look down on a hot day, you look down the road and you see the mirage and the energy, it looked exactly like that. And this watery smoke was coming out of my hands. And I'm feeling it now. I'm actually literally reliving it. It's coming out of both of my hands. I was lifting people up with this telekinesis. I was lifting up objects with this telekinesis. Displaying my power for the good. I was using this telekinetic power to levitate and other phenomenal things. When I came to a state of full-blown consciousness, as conscious as I am here right now with you, hello by the way, I was on a ship, and it was a very big ship. People of all kinds were everywhere. Lots of children, always children. I talked with some of these different beings and was shown universal things, cosmic events, celestial things. Talked about the earth and humanity with some that actually felt like old friends revisited. It was real. The lady captain of the Lyrans kissed me. It's the first thing that happened. When I came to full-blown awareness, I saw some people. Hey, how you doing? It felt familiar. Saw a few images. I knew the earth was way down there. And I'm on a freaking starship. And how freaking awesome this is. So the lady captain of the Lyrans kissed me. She tongued me, in fact. Though it was sexy, it wasn't sexual. It was different, yet arousing, meaning stimulating. Her lips felt unlike human lips because she wasn't human. So her mouth was not designed like ours, so it felt different. Though she kissed me and used her tongue, it was for the purpose of impregnating me with a packet of light. I want to show you and then this happened. And I know this transpired. And when she put her tongue in my mouth, giving me that packet of light, being impregnated with information, it gave me telekinetic power, at least in this experience. I want to show you what she looked like to me. The Lyrans are a feline, cat-like race. Though this is from a movie, it does very well depict the lady captain. But her features were not so hard and defined. Her ears were not so pointed. In fact, her headdress was different, so I didn't really see much of the ears. But this is very much an accurate depiction of what it was like to be with the captain aboard this craft. My friend, my alien human hybrid friend, Nucleus 8, years ago, told me, listen to this, that there are creatures, he didn't tell me this, but for you, from me, there are beings, sentient beings, creatures on this earth that we have yet to discover. So there is alien beings on this planet we haven't discovered yet. Hence the reason we call people from Mexico aliens and so forth, and they call us aliens and so forth and so on. It's not from this place. That every living creature, Nucleus 8 told me, that is on this earth, cats, feline race I just talked about, dogs, werewolf race, dog race, bird race, birds on the planet. Every creature on this earth has been seeded here. And back on their planetary, solar system, wherever they come from, not only if, for example, there is a place where horses, or the race that spawned the seed of horse consciousness here on this planet, exists. Now, they may be highly evolved horses. This is how it is done. What other way is there? Seeds were planted. Well, Keith, it all came from Darwin. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm not even saying it didn't come from the 6 days that God played in the Bible. They're all facets of the one truth. It always goes back to one. One. Jesus was there. And it was about Jesus. A lot of it was about Jesus. I don't know why. I was just excited I was on a ship with an extraterrestrial galactic race that is not only partly responsible. Let's lean into a higher percentage. Almost solely, S-O-L-E-Y, but also S-O-U-L-Y, solely responsible for you sitting where you are listening to my voice right now. And you are privileged to be able to do so. Because every galactic being in the universe can aspire to humanhood. But it is only through human birth that God can be fully actualized. Chew on that. There are highly evolved extraterrestrials and light forms of all sorts throughout the universe. But to embody the physicality of a meat suit, bones, dust, which are a collection of stardust of billions of years of time that have conspired to bring you to this moment. I think about this shit every day. What is happening on Earth is not about the Earth. It's about the real you that's cosmic. And that window of 26,000-ish years is open. I am hoping that you join me in this endeavor. It doesn't mean that aliens are going to pick you up like they did me. That is not the true starship. We built this city on rock and roll. That's not the true starship. It may come to you as that way. The starship is going inside and touching the mother lode, the mothership, the Yah, the divine feminine in you, which is the true essence of God, even more so, to make an expression, than the masculine aspect of God. Because it's that which we're going back to, which has been lost, as to why there was so much patriarchal energy, war, brawny, brute force. And now the light force is stepping up. This is Star Wars. The rebellion. Rising up. If you don't rise and stand for something, you will fall for everything. Gonna be right back. Gonna talk about what this Jesus thing is, which I have no idea. I just know he's present, and I'm also going to tell you about what happened with my hands. See you shortly. How about dig it.
Surely as the rain may fall, I wonder why. Worried there'll come a time when my world is dry, oh so dry. In the summertime I won't have no water. It's a little bit harder to take. as I contemplate a billion stars, leaving my hands to fate. That's all I've got, all I've got. In the summertime, I won't have no water. Oh, wait, it's a little bit harder to
Welcome back to Center of Light. Hello, everyone. I want to acknowledge new arrivals. Shasha. Hello, Melanie. Gene Babin. What's up, dog? Mary Amelong. What's your E-group? I don't know what that means. Please give me more information. Hi, Anna Cummins. Fairchild. Will Height. Nathan. What's up, brother? Tiffany. Rena. Oh, everybody. Oh, wow. So let's get back to the presentation. Now I want to share with you what transpired after this captain of the Lyran's starship gave me a packet of light through kissing me. I was with her for a moment, had the experience, kind of looked around, was in that, and then things shifted. I found myself in a group of people, and the palms of my hands began to vibrate and buzz. So much so it got my attention to where I looked to see why this was happening. Portals of light began to emanate through the palms of my hand, as if there was a seeing. I've seen this image many times like everyone. I never thought about it. I just woke up this morning, decided to do this presentation, and I put eyes and hands And I came across the image that we've always seen, or many of us have seen here and there. So I decided to explore its meaning, where it came from, and how can this relate to what happened last night. Being on a starship with the feline race called the Lyrans. And I felt Jesus all around me. And what I was doing there was about Jesus. I don't know why. Still to this moment, I don't. And as I became aware of this light, this power in my hand, I knew, in fact, I didn't know because I did know, but I didn't know because I didn't have to know. It wasn't part of my process to abuse it. I found myself beginning to levitate at my will in the street with all these people around. Just at my will, I can just levitate like you might see Keanu Reeves putting his hand out in this fashion and just levitating like David Blaine or something. And then the eyes in my hand began to open very wide, as they are now, and I feel it pulsing from the palms of my hand to you. And outpoured this light. This light was like the eye of Shiva. I want to share with you what it felt like to be me in this experience. Not because I want to make this about me. I want to share with you what it felt like to be me when I had this experience that I am imparting to you so that you can begin to move into the cosmic arena of your real self, if that's something you choose. When this began to happen, as my arms were down, like a Keanu Reeves movie, and I began to levitate, the eyes, the chakras in my hands, which is called Hamsa, which I did not know, begin to outpour light. Honestly, what it felt like to me in this experience was, this is the part about Jesus. Him being around me, in me, with me. Jesus was nailed to a cross. These portals of light through the wounds is healing. So it's really not about the wound. The wound is that, the stargate, which takes us to a place of healing. Hence the light. As I ascended off of the ground, not only did I feel Jesus around me, it was me. Hear me correctly, don't take it out of context. It'd be your fault, not mine. What I mean by that is if Jesus Christ lives in every one of us, I am in my Father is in me, and I am in you, then in that moment for me, I tapped into that part of me that is that part of Yeshua in me. I am in my Father's in me, and I am in you. And I felt myself rise up above the earth as the light poured through these vessels of my hands called Hamsa. I was the avatar. The superhero at the end of the movie, at the end of the superhero movie from DC Comics, or what's the Big Daddy's name? Marvel Comics. That part of the movie, it was time to step up and rise. That's what it felt like. That's what I was doing. I was using my hands to literally raise people, also move things out the way, and destroy certain events. It felt like Shiva. Hi, Trudy. Hi, Trey McDowell. So I want to show you a few images. Krista says, Hamsa is truth, I believe. Jesus was a Buddhist monk. Yes, he was. Melanie says, I would love to know what Jesus looked like when you saw him. Was he light only, or did he have... I didn't see him, Melanie. I'm sorry if I was not clear. I didn't see him. It was more like a peripheral of seeing him. Though I'm looking here, I can... It wasn't even that, really. I knew he was there. It was just a knowing. He was there. Hi, Athena Knight. So I want to say hi to those who have arrived that are not showing up in the feed. Hello, Justin Carr. What's up, Broham? Lewis is still here. Mashi? Lewis, did I say that right, bro? If I said that right, Lewis, send me an exclamation point. Lewis Mashi. Mashi. So this is not about fluff and glitz and bling bling. I love sharing these mystical experiences with you, hoping that it sets you aglow to feel a fire of what you are at your essence, what you do every night anyway, or every time you sleep. And if you do that, why not integrate that into your conscious self? So for me, that's what Yeshua, Jesus, Christ, Buddha, all the spiritual masters, even your deceased grandmother or someone you follow because you simply love them and you love their wisdom, has ever taught you. Takes you further into the experience. Hello, Dana. You're welcome, Dana. Thank you very much. So it just simply requires you to be present. Let me show you some of these images that truly depict my experience. This is what the Lyrans look like without all the hard detail. Very similar, at least the ones I saw. This is the Hamsa hand, which represents my two hands opening up with the flower of seeing, the chakra. The Hamsa hand represents the hand of God, or the hand of Fatima. Let me introduce you to this African, I'm assuming, woman who I found today. It's a very short video about what I understand it now to have meant for me in the experience. Check her out.
East blessings are nothing but positive energy up into the universe, because that's what I would like to receive back. Trying to stay in my higher self and get rid of all my karma debt. I'll wear something around my neck. It's called a hamster hand. And I thought that I would do some research on it and share it in the video. For others who may want to know about it. So I took some notes down. This is called a hamster hand. The hamster hand, that's H-A-M-S-A. The hamster hand is an ancient Middle Eastern amulet symbolizing the hand of God. The hamster hand is a protective sign in all the faiths. The hamster hand brings the owner health as well as good fortune. The hamster hand is a common symbol in the Jewish and Muslim community. In the Muslim community, it is called the hand of Fatima. In the Jewish community, it is called the hamster hand or the hands of Miriam. Hamster, H-A-M-S, is a Hebrew word for 5. The hamster hand, the hand of Fatima are equally best known for the power to protect the owner from the evil eye. Also, it is believed to bring happiness to the holder. The most common negative energy being envious glare from people who wish the owner great harm. The hamster hand is said to symbolize the 5 books of the Torah: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. The eye symbol of the hamster. The eye drawing represents the eye that sees everything and nothing escapes the eye. And they are referring to, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just gonna put in the light. Can't put in the light. But yeah, you see the little eye right here? That's what they're referring to. The eye watches out for the person in possession of the hamster and warns and protects them against evil. Peace, blessings, and much love. Thank you for listening to Miss Nakaruka on Miss Nakaruka Spiritual Corner.
आदिकाल से जो है आया शून्य स्थान में वो है समाया अनंत नभ पे जो है छाया अनहद नाद जिसने सुनाया जल वायु धरती अग्नि आकाश अनंत हर राग रंग डमरू नाद से सृष्टि बनाई रचा दिव्य और भव्य प्रसंग शोर डमरू का जोर नस नस में अब रहा गूंज गूंज इस दिव्य नाद पर ब्रह्म ताल पर तांडव नृत्य करे ओ अनंत न आदि न अंत जो पाप पुण्य से परे रहे जो सोच की हदों तक फैला और सोच से परे भी रहे सन्यासी तपस्वी वैरागी भोगी वो गृहस्थ संसारी झूम झूम के नृत्य रचाया अगले ही पल निश्चल साया योगी ने राह बताई योग ज्ञान की भेंट चढ़ाई योग पंथ की नींव रखी और योग क्रांति की आस जगाई
Welcome back to Center of Light, final segment. Good to see you. Hello, all newcomers. Hello, Athena, Kelly Curtis. The older gentleman you saw bouncing around on the stage is Sadhguru, earthly saint. Awareness in 16 dimensions all at one time. He knows what you're thinking. He does. If he leans his attention towards you, he knows exactly what you're thinking. He knows everything about you. I am going into what I call the Shiva Gufa, the cave of Shiva. What does that mean? If you're interested in experiencing something like I have offered here tonight via this presentation, and then this happened about my experience with galactic others, or if you want to experience the most amazing bliss in your life, you want spiritual liberation, I don't have all the answers. But I tell you what I do have. I have the fire that contains all the answers. Join me. If you're interested in this, it costs you nothing. I will explain it all to you. If this does not tantalize you, Don't know what will. You can leave it in this forum. Keith, I am interested in the cave. Or you can send me a personal inbox. Keith, I want in the cave. The man cave or the she shed. Doesn't matter what you choose. Let's see what's happening in the room. Rindy Kale, Cajun girl. You want a part of that? That's where I'm headed. Welcome to Center of Light. All my friends, all my Yanavites. Let me see if there's a message inside. As soon as I go inside, I hear a bunch of knuckleheaded nonsense. Ego, mind chatter, monkey. No, you don't want to talk. No, just exit out. And that's cool. Maybe that's the truth. So I feel it out, and it feels like it's just noise. So I put it aside, take a breath. The majesty is happening. Are you with that program? It's been said over and over again in many different types of telegrams. Are you moving into that opportunity? This just sounds like someone who's very articulate and clever with his words, sitting on a computer chair trying to impress people. Understood. But it may not be. Have you explored that route yet to see where it leads you into expansion, progression, or digression? And until then, you are not standing on solid ground. This is not about the vessel. This is about you. It's always about you. Always have been and always will be. Do you see? Are you willing to see? To be free. What is freedom? You think you live in America and you are free. Misnomer. Big one at that. You've fallen into the vat. Chew on that. The experience that what you know as Keith has brought forth actually happened. It's not a metaphor of anything else, though it has metaphorical possibilities to describe many different things. It actually occurred many years ago that he time traveled and fell back into the experience that happened many years ago. If you've read his book, The Divine Principle, about the whole work being about Yeshua, part of why Keith didn't know this was going to be about Jesus tonight is now being revealed yet again. Most people, even Keith, does not realize how much the divine principle is about Jesus. Now that pleases everyone. Everyone, listen. His experience last night was real. The same experience that happened many years ago, that if you read the book, The Divine Principle, all those years ago, that experience happened. And the chapter titled, My Revelation. It's all related. And so are all of you. And so are all of we. Who are we? Your cosmic family. That which you belong to. Family reunions are not always pleasant. We understand. This is something completely different. It's about your same family unit, but from another level, another perspective, another way of being, which creates another way of seeing, which creates a galactic way of seeing, as to why hanging out with others just feels so much more natural than the others in your physical proximity. And I know you understand as I push and lock in this grid work of code within you in this moment. And you feel it as it snaps into place. Deeper levels of grace provided you fall into the space. Don't you simply want a taste of that, dear one? There is not enough sweets to satisfy this vessel's craving. Be like this vessel in this regard, and you will realize you don't have to do anything hard. Now we understand the same light language. It applies across the board. Feather, flower, or sword. Yanava. Hello, Donna Lee Erickson. Michelle Black. Hi, Michelle. Robert Harrison says, I want in the cave. Bro, absolutely. You should be there. I will get all the Skype and Zoom software stuff sorted out. Be already there, sir. Nothing has changed. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to close with something by Sadhguru. I'm going to come back and say thank you. You don't have to be here for me. Hear this message from this beautiful, divine incarnation of God. My God. Wow. Let me find the right one. It happens to be the power is in your hands. What we've been talking about all night. Hamsa. And then this happened. The power is in your hands. I'll be right back.
People all over the planet are waking up.
Stream more than 8,000 videos.
I would have loved a course in school.
Things. If these human hands can do many things, apart from eating and doing physical work, they are capable of doing many, many things. If you bring your energy system to a certain way, or to a certain level of vibrance and intensity, then you will know that hands are a great instrument. In yoga we say, the ring finger, from here to here, you can control the whole universe. It is everything. This is like the mouse for your computer. Here, you can just adjust your system whichever way you want, if you know what to do. Don't go about rubbing this, it won't work like that. If you know what to do with this is like the mouse to your computer, you can take it wherever you want. You can just activate your system whichever way you want, just by handling the ring finger. So hands are capable of doing many things, apart from eating and doing physical work. That is the whole science attached to it. It would be too much to explore in a situation like this. Now, just turning your hands around, you're just changing the way you breathe. This is not just about your breath. The very way the fundamental energies function, this and this, it's very different. Just this and this, it's very different. Hands are an instrument like this. How many times in a day, unconsciously, are you doing this? Whoever asks anything from you? You know, in India this means no. You keep on doing this and you hope to be peaceful and joyful? Life doesn't work like that. If you do this, you'll set your energies into turmoil. Peace, 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 it won't happen. You'll only rest in peace. Really. It won't come. This is like you got into your car, you don't know what the pedals are. You just kick any one of them whenever you feel like it, according to your music rhythm. You know what a jerky driver you will be? Please see, your well-being has been very jerky, isn't it? Yes? Your well-being has been very jerky, isn't it? Your peace, your happiness, your everything is jerky, just like that. Any moment it'll crash, any moment it'll come up. Now, you can make these hands in such a way that if you move it here, something will happen in another part of the world. Do you understand? You can make something happen somewhere else, totally somewhere else, wherever you want it, pinpoint it. Because these hands are the instrument to everything. It's like the control panel to everything. So either you keep this as a small little human being, or you enlarge this into a tremendous possibility. Whichever way it is, still the control panel is here. If you do the right things with this, you can do miraculous things with life. That will take a lot of exploration and sadhana involved.
Welcome back to Center of Light, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me tonight in presentation. And then this happened. If you're just joining, rewind it. Learn something. Experience something beyond your understanding. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Good. Jump off the cliff. Enjoy your liberation. That's what this life is about, is your liberation. Whatever makes you feel liberated. Bring it with you. Use it as your power. I'm going to close with one more Sadhguru, and I'll sign off. Stick around to learn something. Listen to this beautiful divine man, a full illumined expression of Creator that wants to share something with you. This is the time you're living in. You are fortunate.
Once we are born as human beings, somehow life got a little complicated. It would have been very simple if we came here like any other creatures on the planet. Stomach full, everything is fine. When we were hungry, we also believed that once we take care of our survival, everything is going to be fine. No? Now once we realize somehow survival process is not good enough, there seems to be a need to do something more. Immediately, a whole industry, which we call as religion and spirituality, sprung up. All kinds of people trying to tell you what you need to do to fulfill your life, or how you can never fulfill your life but you have to go to heaven. This has taken on so many forms, so many, and the diversity is wonderful, but the deception is quite shameful. In the name of religion, in the name of believing this or that, we have broken humanity into so many pieces that we can never fix it. It almost looks like we can't fix it. No? And Then came the spiritual leaders. There have been some truly wonderful, absolutely incredible masters of past and present. But at the same time, too many of all kinds of different levels of ignorance and different levels of intention has grown into it. There's all kinds of deception in the world. But the religious and the spiritual kind is the grossest kind, unfortunately. If somebody dear to you died, your neighbor who was always quarreling with you, even he will simply bow down and go on that day at least. Yes or no? A criminal who came to rob your house sees your wife is dead, even he will say, okay. A politician who's quarreling with his opposition all the time, when somebody dies, even he goes. But the spiritual people, they won't miss an opportunity. Somebody is dead who's dear to someone, and that moment they want to use. Even a common criminal wouldn't do that, isn't it so? And he would… Somebody is dead in the house, I don't think any, like a house which is in condolence was ever burgled. Usually it doesn't happen, even he avoids it. So, it becomes extremely important to present the spiritual process in its proper light for what it really is. On a certain day, a bull was grazing upon the field. Chomp, 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 chomp. Grazing, 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 went deep into the forest. Weeks of grazing on lush grass became nice and fat. A lion which was past its prime, who was having difficulty hunting the wild creatures, saw this nice fat bull and stalked him, pounced upon him, killed him, ate him up. Stomach became full. Then with great satisfaction, like our friend, roared. There were a few hunters passing that way. They heard the roar. They tracked him down and shot him dead. The moral of the story is, when you are so full of bull, you should not open your mouth. But they are so full of bull and not for a moment they'll keep their mouth shut. I was… 2 years ago when I was at the Economic Forum, somebody was speaking about something. Actually, they were talking about brick making. This is my problem, I'm interested in everything. There is nothing that doesn't interest me. So, spiritual process is just this, a deeper involvement with life, much deeper than people would ever imagine. Not just living the surface, living the core. This is not some bull that you read in some book. This is not some nonsense that you received from somewhere. This is going to the very core of life. And you cannot go to the core of life unless you are willing to pay attention to the detail of life. Nothing in the existence will yield to you unless you pay attention to it, isn't it? Yes? Women are all nodding, men are not saying anything. Women are all saying, nothing ever yields to you unless you pay attention to it, isn't it so? And nothing ever cannot yield to you if you pay enough attention to it. The creation and the creator has to yield to you if you pay substantial attention to it. So, if you are willing to pay substantial attention to something, everything will yield. I was just telling them, you know, you've heard of Andrew Carnegie? Have you heard of Carnegie? Carnegie in 20th century became one of the richest men in America in a very short span of time, in a single generation, just himself. So when, as a young man, he got into business and his business started multiplying at a phenomenal pace. He started making money at a pace that America had not witnessed till then. So naturally, the administration got suspicious that he may be doing some criminal activity to make so much money. They put his business through the scanner and they couldn't find anything wrong. Then they set up an inquiry for him. A group of congressmen were conducting this inquiry and then they asked, "We have looked through your business in every possible way and we don't find anything wrong. So how is it that you make so much money? What is this?" So Carnegie said, "See, I can keep my mind focused on something for 5 minutes at a stretch. 5 minutes, I can keep my mind focused on something. Can any one of you do it?" They all said no. And they actually set up some experiments. None of them could keep their mind focused more than a few seconds. Then he said, "You should not be running United States." Nothing yields unless you pay enough attention. And there is nothing in the existence which cannot yield if you pay enough attention to it. So spiritual process is just about paying attention to life, taking this attention deeper and deeper, where not just the creation, the very source of creation becomes a living reality for you. Even the source of creation has to yield. There are beautiful stories in India about how when a yogi or a rishi sits down and starts his penance or his meditation or something, God is just helpless. He doesn't want to yield, but he cannot do anything, he has to come. There are many stories like this. This is just to tell you, if human consciousness is substantially focused, even the source of creation cannot deny it to you. Even that has to yield. So this is a choice we have, either to exist here just as flesh and bone, as a piece of creation, or as the Creator Himself. This is the choice we have. When you exercise this choice, when you do not waste this choice, when you actually exercise this choice, then we say you're on the spiritual path. I cannot understand how anybody cannot be on the spiritual path, because this is everybody's aspiration. Everybody wants to be something more than what he is right now, isn't it so? That something more happens, he wants to be something more. This is a spiritual path conducted in a foolish way. If you conduct it the right way, then it produces results. Otherwise, you will die as an aspiration. Most people die as an aspiration, unfortunately.
Very few people die as a realization. An aspiration is good as a starting point, but an aspiration is not a good thing as an ending point, isn't it so? No? Yes. An aspiration is a good thing as a starting point. An aspiration is not a good thing at the closing point. Closing point should be realization. Beginning point is aspiration, that's okay.